Hole 6. Now, this place is stunningly gorgeous. It is just jaw-dropping. A little bit prettier than Hole 5. Not quite as pretty as Hole 4. Nothing ever will be. But this hole continues the story being told. So, Hole 5, we were in an island. Now, the ocean's over here. We are re-entering mainland through this just beautiful river. Now, it looks a little funky over here because you can see when you look under the water, they just made the ground blue. They made the water clear to give it this sort of blue look, which looks beautiful. Like, it works. They pulled it off. But when you're looking at the camera here, you can see the trick they pulled. Doesn't look as clean up here, but that's fine. And obviously, they didn't model the sides of the plateau. Why would they? You're never going to be over here, unless you're me. But we're immediately re-entering this valley, this gorgeous, stunningly beautiful valley with this stunningly beautiful river and these like big plateaus and this leading to these massive mountains over here, which is really interesting. Like, it feels like we're entering like right in this tiny little crevice, and it gives this hole a really interesting feel. Like, over here when you're starting off, you're sort of looking at this big open area you could go to, but by the time you're on the green, by the time you're putting, the hole feels a little bit more claustrophobic. It's a little smaller, a little tighter. You're further in, and I think that's a really interesting vibe. Like, every swing feels like a little bit of a different spot, a little bit of a different zone, and that really lands, and I think it really, really works. And then, as you continue, the river does get a little bit narrower, as rivers tend to do, and then just kind of goes into nowhere. Just kind of stops. And it isn't modeled over here because when you're on the green, you're not going to be able to see further. But they did just kind of stop, unfortunately. So we don't really get to know where this river goes or anything, at least not here. There's not like a lake here, which is a pity. But this one plateau does go. Look at how high this goes. You could be over here and look all the way down. This is so gorgeous. I think maybe this is why they made Wii Sports Resort the sequel, so that you could explore all this stuff in an airplane instead of just doing it on noclip.website, which is what I'm doing and what I have been doing. Look at the text on the bottom of the screen. You can go here too. And look at how huge these 2D mountains are. Look at this. These are enormous. By the way, I am at max speed. But yeah, this one, jaw-dropping, stunning, gorgeous. Not Hole 4, nothing ever will be, but this is so pretty. And it's such an interesting vibe, a vibe that evolves with each swing. What a good golf hole. Dude, these middle 3 holes, unbelievably good.